everybody, happy Saturday. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great weekend. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking. Sage just needs to let the world know how he's feeling. How's everybody doing in the chat though? We've got Nick, Corey, Ashraful, Odari, Annika's here. Welcome everybody. Annika and Odari are both streamers on Behance, so be sure to check out their work. And then obviously we've got our mods, Odari and Nick and Corey. I've got links to all of their work in the description of this video as well. Yes, Nick saying Sage is singing the song Miss People. I mean, he's a very anxious dog. You know, he's got a lot to say. Lots to be concerned about. Needs to make sure that we know that everything is fine. So, you know, that's how he rolls. Anyways, I don't really have a plan for today. Because it's been obviously a crazy couple of weeks and I don't want to work on any of the projects I have going on right now. I mean, I need to, and I should be, but I think I'm just gonna work on something for fun. Since I've been kind of struggling the last couple of streams to make it happen, I think we're just gonna do something, you know, just whatever I feel like doing. Odari's laughing. We're also streaming over on YouTube and Twitch. Sorry, I got concerned because it looked like the title was completely different, but it's not. It's fine. Let me switch over my screen so we can get into it. Oh, nope, that's the same one. There we go. Nix is a hydrate to dominate. Yeah, how's everybody doing? I know this week was the last week of challenges. Abdi says, hi, nice to see you. I'm in class, but I can't lose your stream. Well, welcome. Glad to see you joining in the chat. That's over on YouTube. Appreciate you. Can do a little hello. Hello. Welcome. This is gonna be a pretty chill stream, honestly. I kind of wanted the terrifying white screen. It's not as scary as it looks. I just have a 1920 by 1080 artboard open to see where it takes me. I kind of want to do something summery, something fun, something chill, something that's just a little bit different than what I have been working on that doesn't really have any kind of restrictions. I kind of wanted to do like maybe do like a garden illustration, or like a botanical garden type of a thing. Of course, is ooh, desktop background size. You know, I didn't even think about that. It's just kind of a default good 16 by 9 aspect ratio to work with. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. I think about like I have in my head sort of this, and I don't think it's like doesn't make a lot of sense. But there was like a zoo that we used to visit when I was a kid. But anyways, I just remember there were like some like older buildings there. Of course, my old screens are bigger now. Yeah, go 4K. Listen, I'm just chill, Corey. You need to chill. Anyways, I wanted to do some kind of like old building with plants in it. Kind of a combination of two things. One, the old buildings, like I said, that used to be at the zoo, and I just remember them being this like really interesting contrast of like the I don't know, old and plants, old buildings and plants. But also we used to pass. So during the summertime, Corey and I used to go to this thing that they used to do in Cleveland called the Cleveland Flea. It was like a big flea market, and we used to pass this building because we usually park in kind of the same spot, and we'd walk past this building, and I have no idea what this building was, but it was just like this. It looked like it was an old building, and you just like walked in the entryway, or like where you walk in the entryway, like if you imagine like an apartment building, and you kind of walk in, and there's like a small kind of landing area before you like can go up or down the stairs to like the different apartments. Anyways, and I just remember walking past this, and it was just like this really normal looking building from the outside, but the landing where you would normally kind of like walk in was just completely, I have no idea if this was intentional or not, completely full of plants that had just like taken over the space. It was like a tiny little terrarium inside of this space. So that's where my head is. Travel saying max screen ratio is 16:10. I mean, I'm not up to speed on that stuff. You guys would know better than me. So I'm actually gonna start probably by looking up. Let's see if I can find like a cute zoo. Or Lincoln Park Zoo buildings. Or just like old buildings. I kind of wanted to just draw this like magical little apartment building that I remember. Just like imagine this old building that was like full of plants. Like just completely, it looked like this weird, it didn't look inhabited. It was just like this building that was full of plants. I don't know, it was something really interesting. It stuck out to me when I saw it. So maybe we do something like that. Of course, saying, oh yeah, was that connected to that church maybe? Yeah, you see, I don't remember, I could never, it was like this grand mystery. Like, it was such a mysterious little building, and it just caught my attention, and it never kind of left my brain. But I would need to find, like, a good, if we go that route, I need to, I'll probably start with, like, a base that's, like, sort of like a old apartment building, and then kind of like fill it, but it would need to have, because I remember the building in particular had a lot of, like, obviously it was very spacious in terms of, like, the windows, so you could see the plants kind of growing everywhere. So I don't know, I want to kind of try to capture that feeling if I can, but I don't know where to start, where to find anything like that. I wonder if I could find the... I wonder if I could find the building and recognize it on Google Maps. I probably could. Here's the outside. Okay, but how do I get to the street? Street view. Let's go out to the street here. I'm never gonna be able to find it. It was like this little... It was like an art deco-y Frank Lloyd Wright-esque looking house. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to describe this. Yoann says, make an illustration of building. You can zoom in one of the rooms where there's a TV. You can zoom in the news from the outside is the initial building. That's very Inception. Sort of one of those things that's difficult to kind of capture in words. Let me look up old apartment building on Google. Let's see what kind of, like, if anything kind of inspires me visually. I learned something recently that I didn't know was a thing, speaking of. I know this is, like, all over the place in terms of my brain, but I learned recently that there is a style of window specifically called the Chicago style window? Is that Corey? What are you coming in here for? You need what? Oh, sorry. Everybody say hi to Corey, who's not showing his face. He's not here. He doesn't exist.
Except as a virtual moderator.
Oh, okay. Oop, oop, oop. I just dragged a window and now I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Hope this is interesting to you all today. Ashroth, I was saying hi. Also, Stian, welcome to the stream. I didn't say hi to you before. Alright, let's just go for it. Let's just start putting stuff down. What? Oh, I found it. Yeah, it wasn't as interesting as I thought it was. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna go with what I kind of imagined in my head. And make it really grandiose and ridiculous. So, that's how we roll. Shapes. It always starts with shapes. What do you... Oh, you need to say hi? Hang on, let me make sure I actually have you up. Alright, now. There you go. Annika says hi, Corey's. Steven Booth's here, welcome. Because round doors are way more interesting. Yeah, now I just have a million windows open. This building in particular that I'm thinking of has, like... Let me kind of draw out a generic kind of diagram of what this building kind of looks like. It's actually got, like, 3 glass panes for the door, and then it has a step down. And I want a fancy glass door that's round, so similar to this. I do think maybe we go with 2 instead of 3. Maybe we go with the 3 panel on the top is round and a single step. I'm planning this all out in my head because I don't have a specific, it's not like an exact building here. I'm kind of a little bit of, I don't think this would qualify as magical realism, but you guys know what that is. I feel like these are not aligned. Might just be that the stroke is to the inside. There we go. Should we do 3 across or should I do 2? Is 3 too much? I want to make sure we have enough room for the plants, so there's that. Let's make sure we've got all of this set to be the same. Come on. Ungroup. What's going on? Layers. Appearance. Reduce to basic appearance. There we go. Round entry is excellent. But should I... Here's the question. The original kind of building had 3 sections, right? There was like a door that you could open, a main single door. And then it had like 2 side panels of glass on either side, like 2 smaller windows. I'm wondering if I should keep that and then have something round up here. Like round glass panels. Sunburst kind of a thing. Or if I should remove these 2 and go with double doors. It's not like a huge deal. It's 2 opposite path. So this is kind of what the original kind of structure looked like. What's the reference building? I don't know that it has a name, is the thing. It's just a building. It's complicated because it's a building that I used to pass. When we used to go to this event in a very specific part of Cleveland. And the thing that always stuck out in my mind is that it was this really old kind of building that looked like a residence, like an apartment. But it was completely full of plants. Like, I don't know, it looked like at one point there had been plants. It was strange because it had to have clearly been intentional. Like, they had filled the area with potted plants. But they had, like, completely overgrown to just, like, fill the space that they had occupied. And it just always was such an interesting mystery to me. I never knew, like, it was this occupied, like who's watering the plants? How are they still alive? Because they were all these like really tropical plants. Like how were they alive? I had so many questions, and I'll never know the answers. So I'm basing it off of this idea that was just like this really interesting magical building that I had stumbled upon in the city. And I just kind of wanted to just wanted to have a fun stream and kind of maybe create that. I don't know. This is where my brain went. I didn't have a plan for today, and so this is where we are. Plants inside of a building, which I need to make the building kind of structure first, so I thought it would be fun. No, Annika's saying today in this magical world you get to answer all the questions. If you do a 2-part rounded door with glass windows, you can have more space for the plants inside. Well, that's what I'm wondering, is like doing it with 3 parts, the downside is that there's less, you end up with more in between spaces here where you've got wall, or like in this case, it looks like metal window frame. So I'm wondering if I only do 2, that leaves me a lot more room for more plants. We do double doors instead. It's kind of like a conservatory or botanical gardens thing. Kind of like that, but imagine if there was like, it was just like this secret garden inside of a abandoned apartment building is really the best way that I can describe it. And I kind of want to like recreate that feeling. I'm saying, oh my god, yes, magical planters hanging from an old building, right? Like, it could be so cool. Like, I try to want to keep the outside of it just like the architectural elements, and then you can see and hear, like, maybe there are like those funky planters like hanging from the ceiling, and like there's plants, and there's like, could be like, maybe there's like vines, I don't know, like this crazy urban jungle thing inside of this building space. I mean, it was always very intriguing to me. Because that's kind of, it was, obviously, it was probably not as overgrown and wild as I kind of, in my head, am remembering it. I remember being perplexed and always commenting every time we walked past it, like, what is going on? What is going on in this building? And so now I just want to, I don't know, create it. Inspiration, just in the wildest places sometimes. In this case, an abandoned, apartment complex in Cleveland. So, okay. I do want to have one kind of step down, but I don't want to add a ton of, Moss, thank you so much for the follow. I don't want to add a ton of perspective or detail onto the building itself. I just kind of want it to be very, like, structural. Probably do, like, some color. Like flat color fills, and then I want all of the detail to be happening kind of inside. It's like a greenhouse inside of a urban building. And I kind of want to have one step up. Stian says, I think I like this building from what you're telling me about. Yeah, it was interesting. I have no idea what the point of it was. Like, I don't know the history of it. I'm sure I could do a little bit of research before next stream, because I don't think this is going to get done today. And tell you maybe once I find out what exactly it was used for. Because I really just don't know. Moz is from India. Welcome! Let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Your name. It's Moz. Annika started in India. Oh, yes. Annika's saying yes, and at the end you can make a t-shirt out of it that says, who waters these plants? I don't know if it's, like, it's not, if it isn't kind of an abandoned building, then there's no way that it's gonna be warm enough to actually support life. You know, Annika, you live just north of me, but we have pretty similar weather. Like, without heat, there's no way that a bunch of, like, tropical plants would survive. So I have no idea how these plants are surviving, so Sion says, the advantage of not knowing everything about the building is you get to make them up. Yeah, I mean, it's already kind of like an interesting story to me, and so being able to kind of expand on that is, I think can be fun. Alright, I'm gonna use, I do want like a starburst. You know, one of those, patterns at the top here, so I'm gonna grab my polar grid tool. I'm gonna decrease down. I'm gonna increase. I don't want to go, like I said, I don't want to go too detailed. So probably go with the minimum that I can get away with, which is 4 sections. And I think I made the space 19, and so I'm gonna use a little bit of a trick here. If I can. To add the dividers to this. I don't actually need the bottom, I only really need these 3 here. Delete these, delete these. Let's make sure this is 19. I'm going to go to object, and I'm going to outline the stroke, merge them, and then I can just use, I think I can just use divide here, and get rid of all of this. I could have used the shape builder tool too, but see, it's a pretty easy way to kind of add those kind of round windows. And I might also want to do, there's usually like a center piece here. Let's see if I can subtract that out too, to kind of add a little round section. Easy enough. So there's kind of our entryway. And then what I started saying before is that I learned that there's this style of, window in Chicago where I grew up called the Chicago window that's like 3 panels or something like that, and it had something to do with like, being able to open the windows or something. I don't know, they were like really large, notoriously large windows for a specific purpose that is escaping me right now. But I had no idea that there was like a name and a specific purpose for those windows. Stephen Booth is saying, when you say old, how old? Before the late 1800s, it was common for larger homes to have huge conservatories to grow foods that the local climate was too cold for. Often the conservatory with attached greenhouses could be much larger than the house. I don't know. See, it's a very interesting building because it's kind of attached to, so on the street there's like an old church, and it seems like it's probably is attached to that church in some capacity. Like it's like that building was like a living space at one point for like members of the church in some capacity. So I think that like that's part of it. Like I don't know that they have people that like live there anymore, and so that building is just kind of there but maybe not occupied. Maybe the church is maintaining it or something like that. I don't know, there's so many mysteries that we just don't know. I just don't know. I wish I had answers for you. Let's make sure. Oh, I need to go out of the group here. Let's center it. I don't want to go too. Yeah, of course, saying it's just a little old brick building, probably not older than 1940s. It's not actually a greenhouse. No, it's not. It's just like a building. Group all of these. Come on. How's it going, Umacorn? Umacorn, I missed your stream again, but I did manage to catch your stream. Last weekend I watched 3 plays when you were working on the stamps. Seems like you were having a good time. So I hope you enjoyed that challenge. So I think I want to do not round windows then, for these side windows. In the original structure, they're kind of like long windows. So it's got like that typical, I don't know what you describe it as, like, they're not cinder blocks, they're sort of like long slabs that kind of look like this. And then, I don't know if they're like some kind of structural support kind of a thing. They're kind of big, actually. And then the windows, which are very large, actually, they're almost more like storefront windows than they are building windows, if that makes a lot of sense. So there's a couple things going on here. First of all, there's actually like two sections to this, with a beam kind of in the middle that has kind of like the same material before you get to the window. And this actually comes down the base. I don't know what to describe this as. It's like gray cinder block. And then once you get past this column, I might do something at the top here. The window kind of like rests on this almost. So this is like, the window is huge. I think it's like as tall as the door. Like these really big square windows. Well, not square, rectangle window. And those I think I would want to do 3 sections. Let's look up Chicago style window. Chicago window. Because those have like, yeah, these like 3 panels. And the 2 panels on the side are actually split in half. And those actually open and close while the middle window stays fixed. And I think I want to go with that kind of a style of window. I'm wondering if I even need this beam. Like maybe we just pretend like it's directly here to kind of save space. Well, I need to figure out what to do with the top part since I made that part round. Sion says, I've seen those on old buildings. Seems like a support thing or something. Yeah, I don't know what those are, but they are there. Johnson's plants are very healing. That's very true. Corey did take my fern. I think we named the fern Francine, and Francine had to left the building for the time being to go into our little side porch to get some better sunlight and recover. So Simbu says, yeah, Francine and McCorn, Francine the fern, Francine the frosty fern. We talked about Francine. I showed Francine on stream. I don't remember what kind of plant Francine was. I think Francine was I think it's like a frost fern or something like that. It's meant to not be, it's meant to be good in like low light situations. And I have a little like, but it needs a lot of water. I have a little light here, and I think that the plant light was just getting too, it was too much light for it. So, the plant light, Francine's on a break from the office and is in with the other plants. Actually, my favorite plant, and I feel like I've said this before, my absolute favorite plant in the whole world, and we have one, and it makes me sad because they take so long to grow, but they're beautiful. It's called Burrow's Tail. Let me look one up for you. Over here. Burrow's Tail. And they grow down, so you have to have a hanging basket. We'll include some. I put them in the space garden. I had some Burrow's Tails. They're my favorite plants. Here you go. This is what they look like when they're fully grown. They're just super cool. They create these like long, almost like braids that hang down. But you have to be careful with them because you can't actually touch them. Because if you touch the leaves, they actually turn brown and die. So you just have to admire them from afar. But they're really pretty plants. Like this. Oh my gosh, look at this. I love this. Yeah, but there's a similar type of plant. I actually have one of these growing, but it's still a baby. And a string of pearls plant too. That is similar, but it looks like this. And so instead of being kind of like all bunched together, they're just like little individual pieces. So, but yes, they're very fragile. Also, Bliss is here. Hey, Bliss. Welcome. Let me scroll up. Bliss says, celebrate with me. I just passed my Security Plus exam. I'm Security Plus certified. If you don't know, just pretend like you do. Any reason to celebrate. Congratulations. Congrats. Congratulations. I'll do a little special. We'll do a little, I don't know. We'll do some donuts for Bliss. I know it's the follower, but I don't have a celebration one. But that's awesome, Bliss. Congratulations. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, Simu said maybe a rectory. I think maybe something like that is how it was originally kind of attached. So, Kyrie has a similar plant. I have a jade plant. It's similar. Keep it away from the cat. Yeah, for sure. Umacorn sending party Party confetti. What are those called? Wow, I'm blanking on the name. Megaphones with confetti to Bliss. Bliss is, I just like the donuts popping up, so that works just fine for me. Well, that's good. Alright, back to it. Back to our drawing here. Alright, I'm gonna start making some notes too. If you guys want to shout any plants out in the chat that we should put in this scene. Definitely need a burrow's tail. I'll make it larger so you can see it. Monstera. Are those the like pink ones? They have like hints of pink. I definitely want some of those. Monstera. I actually wanted to grow at one point. There's like, let me see if I'm thinking of the same plant actually, just to make sure. Monstera. Oh no, these are the ones that have like the big leaves. I feel like sometimes I've seen them have like little bits of pink in them though. The one I'm thinking of are the elephant ear plants, or whatever. They have like the spiral in them, and they can have like different pink colors. But these would be cool in there too, yeah. They kind of have the feeling. It's super cute. They do have pink sometimes. Maybe I am thinking of this. Let's see, elephant ear plant. No, those aren't them. The ones I'm thinking of have like a spiral in them. I don't know what they're called. Oh well. Pitcher plant? Let's see. Somebody said peace lily, and I have a peace lily. Those need to be repotted quite often. Let's do a pitcher plant. Pitcher plant. They have these at the Cleveland Botanical Gardens, these pitcher plants. And somebody I know, from college actually drew one of these. And it was really cool. This used to be super popular from back home, and it's called, oh wow, Apicremium aureum. Let's add that to the list. Stian says, I did repot one a few months back. And it died. Your peace lily? Oh no. The other one I have that is 7 years old without repotting is thriving. I feel like my mom has a peace lily that's like decades old at this point. These are cute. They're like tiny. It looks like they start tiny and then they get bigger. They kind of like have like lots of like branching off pieces. I like that. Really like speckled pattern. These are pretty. One of the things I thought about doing for today's stream, and then changed my mind obviously, was doing just like one of these types of things. It just shows different types of leaves. There's somebody that I follow, and I'm blanking on the name, that does like they like go for a walk and they like pick up like different leaves on their walk and they like just like lay them out, and they do these like, I don't know if they do them like every week or what. I'm never gonna be able to find the account. It's like one of those accounts that you follow and then you see it again, you remember that you followed them. But they just like display, like put together out these leaves that they pick up, and they make really pretty pictures similar to this. The photos that they take are really nice. They're just like arranged. Corey's saying, do they do the ceramics? I don't know what that question is. And of course says, I'm not good with, for Anna's saying I think they're climbers. These, any kind of plant that climbs, like, or like has that kind of branching off viney structure tends to spread. So, I could see that. And Unicorn says, I'm not good with the plants. I'm not good with plants. I completely forgot to water one the past couple of months. I hope I can save it. Oh no! Good luck. Gory's saying there's an account that presses leaves into clay to make ceramic plates and stuff. No, it's not a ceramic. They literally just like pick up leaves on their walks or whatever. Like it's not even like a huge thing. Like they don't even like go out of their way to like it's not like they're going on like hikes through the woods and picking up leaves. It's just like when they go for a walk or whatever in their neighborhood or whatever, they like pick up, I don't know, interesting leaves that they find. I don't know if they like it's like a once a week type of thing. I don't know what the schedule is like. But they'll take a photo and they'll upload it to Instagram and they'll just literally like lay them down on like from like a top down view. And sometimes they'll make really interesting compositions out of them. Like they'll have like a color gradient going or something. I don't know. I just find that account really cool. But I can't remember what it is, and it's one of those ones that like I don't remember the name of it, so I just have to like come up in my feed again in order to see. I didn't even see Colby was here. Welcome, Colby. Welcome, Colby saying, what about an underwater plant? That might be challenging. We could see about how we could kind of incorporate that into the scene. I'd have to think about if we have like a something like that. Let's see. Let's just add a note for now. Water. Question mark? I wonder what kind of underwater plants we could do. I know there's like those, for some reason the first thing that comes to mind is those mermaid purses, which I don't actually think are plants. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or, yeah, mermaid purse. What is it? I don't remember what it is though. Oh, maybe it's not actually a plant, and it is actually like a pouch. From, animal. Looks like from sharks, yeah. I don't know why I thought that at first. It's not even a plant. Oh well. Shout out some, ocean plants. Water plants. Ocean plants. Aside from, like, seaweed. So, we know about seaweeds. Shutterstock. Oh, the names are not in English, so I can't read what they are. Looks like another language. Let's try ocean plants diagram. Okay, this is not Google. Not helpful. I don't know what any of these plants are called. They look really nice though. I just don't know what they are. Give me names. This one's cool. I like the pinks. Oh well. Oh well, somebody in the chat will have to let me know. I have to kind of end this top area too with something. Might actually work out. We could do like... Okay. I'm back to the building now, by the way. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna make this narrow, more narrow. This over my window. And then I'm gonna do like a... Should I do like a straight across? Kind of a beam? Or something that's got a curve to it. Let's just do something straight across for now. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the window over here. I want to probably do something similar. Alright, let's just get a structure going. on either side. Down. It's getting kind of big. I might actually... I don't want to make these too thin, but I also don't want them to be the focus. So, they're gonna get smaller still. Alright, what's going on here? There we go. We'll figure out all the details of these as we go. Sean's here! Hi, Sean! The yard is my playground. I just got here. Jack's showing me the door. Oh gosh, how do I go back and explain this whole thing, Sean? I wanted to draw... So this is just for fun. I want to do some kind of like... something with plants. And so... this is... Long story short, I used to walk past this building downtown that was kind of like abandoned, but when you looked inside of the doorway, there were all these kind of like plants that had kind of grown in the space. This is a, like, if you imagine in your head like an apartment building, an old apartment building kind of style, where there's like an entryway, and at some point somebody had put plants in there and they just kind of like overtook the space. Like, I don't know if the building was abandoned or whatever, and they were all these very like, when I say they were like tropical plants, like they were not the kind of plants that would survive the Cleveland winter normally. So I have no idea what's keeping these plants alive, who's watering them. It's just a mystery. It was always a mystery to me. And so I kind of wanted to just take this idea, using this like enormous, like these are going to be enormous windows on either side, like this building structure that's like just full of plants, essentially. It's not really a greenhouse necessarily. It's just this kind of like old space. I know it's a very strange concept. We're gonna see where it goes, but to kind of get started here, I want to do like I mentioned, a Chicago style window, which are these really skinny windows. I'm actually just gonna really like over the top exaggerate them, I think, for this, and make them really tall. I could actually probably make them taller. This is fine. We're gonna go with this for now. Just don't know why. Let's do... I'm gonna try and keep them all. Let's see here. And then we do an object. Offset path. And then they're also kind of split in the middle. I lost my pathfinder tool. These actually might even be too wide now that I look at it. And I also need to keep them separate like that. Actually, that might be okay. I'm gonna ungroup, copy and paste, and put these over here. So you can kind of see what I'm going for. The ghost water, yes. Myra, welcome. Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Please. Actually, I think I have it correct. I think that's how they're supposed to look. That looks correct to me. I might actually do this in light line and darker colors. Let me think about how I want to do that. Let's try. Let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna start to let's pick a full color. Oh, we need to add something there. Ooh, I kind of like the idea that the inside of the window, where it's like the metal frames, are this like coppery blue color, or this green color. Of course, are those Chicago windows? Yes, you caught me. Those are Chicago windows. All right, let's start to see how this works out. Go with a yellow, light yellow. It's gonna look weird until it doesn't. So. Lighter, more orange, more red. Go to the pinks. And look at the original building. Oh, it's very dark brick. I don't know if I want to go that dark. Maybe like something like that. Be our windows, and for now I'm just gonna make them a darker color. Maybe one of them white? Let me think. They should probably actually be lighter. Well, like light so that you can see the plants through them. You know what I mean? So maybe the whole outside is dark. I don't know what all of these columns and stuff are gonna look like yet. I just want to see what the colors are gonna look like together. Maybe I do need to darken these. I want these to be like... Maybe the building needs to be lighter. Keep going back and forth. When do we get Cleveland windows? Good question. Oh, I'm gonna pop out the chat and copy that text, Odari. Odari's gonna list the plants for me. Golden pothos, peace lily, lucky bamboo, snake plant, Swiss cheese plant? What's that? I like that just based on the name. Hold on. What is a Swiss cheese plant? And why don't I have one? Oh my gosh, it's like the name of what Eric was talking about earlier. It must be like a general name for one of those Monstera plants. Alright, Swiss cheese plant. I'm here for it. guess it does kind of look like, I guess maybe it's a specific variety that has more holes. What? I love it. Swiss cheese. You know, the Swiss cheese plant. Oh, Dara said just don't use Detroit windows. Most of them are broken. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that not all of the windows were broken in this building, because it had seemingly sat vacant for a long time. Changed my mind about this orange the more that I look at it. I don't think I want that much color on it. I think I want it dark. Yeah, it seems a bit saturated. Is that too heavy? These would have to be like a gray. This is kind of grayish. I don't know. I feel like there's too many colors now. I need to kind of come up with something between them. I think this might also be gray. It really depends on what I want to make each of these materials out of. I think I do want the top. Let's make the whole thing one color and be satisfied with a single color first. And then adjust from there. Well, maybe like a less, maybe we do go less saturated. Kind of like a grayish color. Maybe. You're not a fan? Now it's too gray. Oh my god. Cora doesn't like this color. Are you just comparing it to the original building? Yeah, I know. I can't decide if I want it to match the building as I know it, which would be like a darker color, or not. Yoann says, I like the idea of the darker building as the green will stand out more. That was what I was going for, is like I really want the focus to be, and I might even darken these a little bit, even though I kind of want them to be like that coppery color. I want the windows, I want everything else to kind of like, I want the windows to be light so that all of the colors of the plants can kind of come through. But I'm trying to pick something that I think is going to work with the plant colors. Maybe I'm just gonna leave that green alone for now. I don't really want to mess with it. Let's add some colors to swatches. Okay. Is my music playing? Or is this just a really quiet song?
Oh look, your little music thing is working too.
I think this might just be a quiet song. Oh, there it goes. I also have it turned down on my side so that it's not, you know, blasting away. To be a little hint of yellow. Maybe no yellow. I'm really indecisive today, apparently. I'm just gonna leave it for now. Gonna leave it all for now. Not touch anything else. I've lost my Chicago, you know, image that I had up. I'm gonna do like one of those. I don't know what these are called. They're like a tapered top thing. That they have on a lot of buildings around here. Just to kind of finish that, I think. A little bit. Without adding too much detail to the top. I don't know if I should do something different up here. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm tempted to actually bring these down shorter. Since they're not the focal point. I'm going to need them. I think it needs them. I think it needs something there to frame that top area. I don't really want to add any more to it than that. Classy. Oh, Darius says you're jamming. Well, that's good. Okay, I think I like this so far. Alright, I need to potentially add some plants in now. And then I can kind of go back to the outside. Maybe let's make a new layer. Let's start to get organized here. Put all of this in like a working layer. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab those list of plants from Madari, which should be okay. That's right, copied it. this lighter so we can actually see it. Peace lily, lucky bamboo, same plant. And then I'll copy this one. And we'll put it up here. I still need to figure out an underwater plant. Underwater plants. Oh, there goes Sage. He's gonna tell us all the story again. Underwater plant varieties? 25 aquatic plants. I just want to know their names. Just, I don't want to watch a YouTube video. Just tell me their names. I know there's like a, you know, lily, like a lotus plant, but I don't really want to do that. I wanted something that was like tall and spindly. Ideally. Why don't they have names? This is kind of annoying. Chat come up with anything. Odari's gonna pick up the misses. Thanks, Jack. Always fun by everyone. Thanks, Odari. And Sion says coral could be cool to have in the window frame. Maybe we'll go with coral. It's just something we do. Instead of underwater plants, we'll do coral. I have drawn coral before. It can get quite tedious. I don't actually think I need these ones. That's fine, nothing really does. I still need to find a way to like clean this edge up, like how we frame this, but was saying hi to Nick. Alright, this is fine. Make a new layer for plants. Let's see. I want to do some potted plants. Let's look up like plants. Maybe that could be our peace lily. Can be in a pot. Like do like an arrangement of pots down here, maybe some over here, or something like that. Manish, welcome to the stream. Manish says, "Wow, ma'am, like old games background." Yeah, kind of. I mean, we just kind of started playing, just, these are all, everything in here so far is using very simple shapes. Oh, we want to do hanging planters too. Okay, let's make some notes. So we've got a list of plants. And then we want to do some, like, big planters. And hanging plants. Hanging planters, big plants. Okay. Let's go with that. I know that these are going to be kind of like masked in here, but I'm just going to start putting some plants in, planters in. I always really like these, I don't actually own any, but Corey can attest, but I always really like these. They look like they're made out of cement. Planters that look like they're made out of cement. course, if we can get those planters, you like them, but they're so heavy is the problem. They're very heavy planters. So, it's not good. Hanging planters. Hanging planters should be round. We have the one out front, not kind of like that. Yeah, the one out front is kind of like that, for sure. It's like it looks just like this, actually. Looking at it. Planter shape. It's like a terracotta color. Hold on a second. I do want to say a reminder for those joining this stream that we will not tolerate any inappropriate behavior. This is a safe space for everybody joining in the Behance community, and so you know, everybody is welcome here. If you're gonna be negative or insulting, you're gonna be kicked out. Because I'm not gonna tolerate it. Of course, as we have some hanging pots like this, I just have to plant something in them. Yeah, I was going for like one of these. I don't know what the name. They have a very specific name. And I don't remember what it is. Actually. Annika saying yes, plant some Swiss cheese in there. said, they're gonna be masked, so I'm kind of okay with it kind of extending up, and we'll do like some varying heights and stuff. We could also do, I'll show you a kind of an interesting way to add depth really quick, which we might explore as well with this. So this one here is kind of like in focus because it's coming towards us. If I go here and I select this, and I go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke, and I merge everything kind of together here. Just remove the line from this. We could also add like some silhouettes in the background. That implies there's kind of like more plants, but like they're so far kind of in the background that we can't actually you know, see them or whatever. It might be cool to add some like layered depth that way. Like if we kind of put this behind here, you can kind of see. I mean, right now it looks like a shadow, but you could imagine if it was like a different shape or something. And I'm gonna add some depth to the scene. And if I want some Swiss cheese, women horses love those. See those a lot in Thailand. Yeah. Stiana says literal Swiss cheese, please. You know, we could get weird. We could get weird with it. We got weird with it with the Haunted Pantry and had some very bizarre foods. So we could make a literal Swiss cheese plant. That could be a thing that we could do. We could do add Swiss cheese as the fruit on the Swiss cheese plant. Like it actually like there's like Swiss cheese leaves and then there's just like branches where like the fruit is cheese. Cheese balls, Swiss cheese balls on the Swiss cheese plant. Now I'm picturing cheese balls, like, you know, the snack, Swiss cheese balls on the Swiss cheese. Let's look up a Swiss cheese. I closed the window, but let's see if we can do like a couple of leaves to get us going. So to put them together. I'll probably do a couple. Well, I'll walk through my process for how I like to kind of build out plants, or anything for that matter. I'll do a couple of variations from like a angle that's easy to kind of manage. So let's start with circle. Actually, looks like they're made out of like two halves. And not quite a circle, and a little bit long. Actually, it's hard to tell. Some of these it looks like they're long, and some of them are more circle. Man, this is too large. I think I made it too large and not long enough. This one's too long. One thing that we did with the on our pantry, which we might be able to use here as well, is we actually like we use like transforms, I think, to kind of bend the leaves. That might be something we can. Let's go with this. I'm gonna add this as another color here. A lighter variation of it on this side. Actually, I don't think that's how these plants look. Let's see. Sort of like a bit of a stem that actually comes down. See if I can recreate how this looks. Hang on. I actually might need to join both of these. And round this out. Let's move this over a little bit. And let's center these. And then let's do stem comes across here. This is actually like a yellowy color. Kind of yellow-green. I like this color, but I actually think we need another green. I think this one needs to go more into those colors. No, change that. I don't know. Yes, no, yes, no. We can actually use, here, let's try this. We might be able to use a blend on this to add some of these lines in here, and the whip tool. So I'm going to switch this to different colors so we can see it. And do round end caps, and then I'm going to zoom in here. And I'm going to copy and paste this shape. Rotate it. Let's see if this works. That's kind of a starting point. Because it looks like these Swiss cheese plants in particular have a mix of like the cutout line bits and circles. Let's see. Let's grab our, let's make a line here. Yeah, this tends to happen when you don't have two anchor handles. And I remember watching a stream that Tony Armour did that he showed me that showed how to fix that, and of course, now I've forgotten. But there is a way to fix that without having to add those points in. I don't recall what it is. Because it blew my mind when I saw it, and now it's gone. But that's okay. Let's set this in white so we can just kind of see what it looks like. So you can see that it kind of like adds those cutouts there without me having to draw a million lines. We can even vary it a little bit, so if I copy this. If we wanted to make these asymmetrical, we can just go up to our blend here. We can either change the line so we can change the number of steps. So the side maybe has fewer, maybe it has more. Change the positioning. We'll bring this one up a bit. Make it look a little asymmetrical. Not so. Perfect. I'll keep a copy of this as a working kind of a thing, and then I'll go here to Object, Expand Appearance, or actually Blend, and Expand. Object, Path, Outline Stroke. If you wanted to as well, you could probably also vary the width of these. So if you wanted some of these to be heavier, even though I've used the width tool, I can kind of go through here and choose. Add some variation here. Just using lines, pretty easy way to do things. Like this. This one come in a little bit more. Shorter. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then we'll go Object, Path, Outline Stroke. Now there's two options here. We could select all of this and go over and hold down Alt to keep our kind of shapes here editable. And then you can also go back over here to release it back out. And you can see that we keep our shape. It makes a compound shape essentially. So maybe we'll do that. Gare saying, just saying I would buy a Swiss cheese growing plant. I mean, I'm glad there's a market. Sounds like we have the audience for it. And then for these other kind of holes, I'll probably just, they literally look like Swiss cheese. So I'm just gonna go in here and draw them in. Figuring out where I want to start. They're really blobby because they are obviously very organic. So I think they can be quite fun to draw in that regard, since you don't have to worry about being too particular. Also, welcome, Gareth. I didn't see you sneak in. These ones that get close to the stem, it's interesting, seem to get more narrow. Almost like being close to the way that the stem grows affects the way that the holes end up appearing. I wonder if there's a reason. You know, like I wonder if there's a reason why. That's not what I wanted you to do. It's okay. I wonder if there's a reason that they have holes in them. Is it to like let water pass through? You know, like when it rains, so that like the roots get water. I guess I could look it up. I'm just guessing right now. Why does this plant have holes in it? Looks pretty good. Can do the same thing. And put it together with our other shapes. Now, what I was kind of mentioning before is that when we did the whatever that other one was, the Phantom Pantry, we used the envelope to stored options to kind of change the position and perspective on these. We can kind of use that again. Maybe not. Nothing more difficult with these leaves in particular. I mean, it kind of works. Not as well as it did for the other one, so. Yoann says, according to Google, it allows the leaves to spread out over greater areas without needing to spend energy and nutrients, so it's got a bigger chance to catch sunlight. Okay, well there you go. The more you know. I had no idea. And because these are compound paths, we can make adjustments to these without having to completely redo this. It's sort of a more non-destructive way to work. We can make some variations on these. And these are, like I said, compound paths, so if I do put that one behind, you can see that they do come through with the holes. The Swiss cheese holes. And the Swiss cheese one. Alright, the other kind of thing, I guess, step to do here is to, we need to add some, like, branching bits. So if we want to have it, so let's see, Swiss cheese plant hanging basket. Let's see what they look like inside of a hanging basket. Okay, so they have like long branching off pieces. So maybe let's start to kind of figure out the structure and they can kind of put the leaves on and see how it looks. Let's go with this line style. I'm gonna need to probably adjust these colors, but Stian says, I love how these turned out. Thank you! It's nice to, well, I don't want to jinx myself, but it's nice to have a little bit of a win on today's stream in terms of, because lately it's been, I haven't had many wins, it seems. Or at least I haven't felt like super confident about what I've been doing, the work I've been putting out there. And so it's nice to have a win. On today's stream. I said I don't really want to jinx it, but I'm liking the way it looks so far. Also, this plant is fun with these branching sort of long spidery branches up here. Shorter one that maybe can come off. Some leaves in the background, so we'll like grab this one and put it behind. Something like that. I kind of don't mind that it's off balance a little bit. Asymmetrical. Alright, let's just go with that. We're gonna go with that for now. Paste. Oh, I lost my stem. Group. Already grouped, okay. I do think I need to adjust the colors, but yeah, it's okay. It's fine for now. Place everything in here and see how it looks. You could try using a little bit of that envelope to store it. Well, maybe not so extreme. Add a little bit of curve to it. can see that just kind of like gives it like a little bit of a bend. I don't know. It might be nice. Can I do that? This is making it a bit too round. I don't really want the roundness. See if we can like pull it a little bit. That's better. That looks good to me. I don't know. I think I probably also need to do like a side view. I don't think I can get this squished enough. Like a proper. Maybe. Proper side view. It needs some work. It needs a little help. Maybe like two right here. And that would be I do think we need to adjust the colors so that everything kind of stands out a bit more and has better contrast, but I don't know. This may be confusing for some people. This is just like how I like to kind of get things like leaves in perspective rather than trying to draw each one individually. So It's my little trick for you today, if you caught that. To draw them kind of straight on, and then use the free transform as well as the arch tool to kind of get them, or arc, to get them kind of in place, so. You just did a follow. Let me double check. So I can, thank them properly. Joyce, thank you so much for the follow. Some donuts. Also, donuts times 2 for Bliss. For their security plus. I don't know what that is. But we're proud of you, Bliss. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's sort of what I have in mind. It's like, this is kind of like the style that I think I want to go with. And just like fill this with plants and the whole thing. Bliss said it's a cybersecurity type certification. Oh, well, congratulations. That's awesome. Hopefully that, helps you move up and onward and upward to better things with your career and with life in general, you know? You know what we haven't done this whole time? And no one has told me? We haven't saved this at all for the 2 hours that we have been working on it. So we're gonna do a save. We're gonna save it as a cloud file. We're gonna call this magical window window plants. Annika says, "Oh my God, how?" Oops. Yeah, we didn't save it. Annika's also working. I'm not blaming you, Annika. It's just funny that I totally forgot to save this whole time, which is not a first, and certainly won't be the last time. I hope you're not working too hard, Annika, on the weekend. I hope you can at least get a rest soon. Bliss is saying, that's my hope so I can keep my art as something for my leisure. Well, that sounds like a really great plan. I think what's up. And this isn't doing my taxes. Oh, I don't envy you. That is the worst. That's just the worst. I don't understand taxes. I hate taxes. My taxes are done, but I hate taxes. Says you're welcome. Yes, because Corey did my taxes because I absolutely can't stand them. I don't understand. It's so much more complicated when you work full-time and do freelance because you can't, like, there's taxes and then there's taxes, then there's freelance taxes, and that is painful because you have to, like, deal with quarterly taxes, quarterly estimates, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Eric says, and catching up on work, I met Paul Tranny and a community member this week. Yay! Yeah, that was out at the Adobe Express and also Firefly event this past week. I could not. There were 2 events in here in Ohio. Although I feel like they would have actually, Ontario would have probably been closer, to be honest with you. I don't know in terms of distance and time. But yeah, that was like during the week when I was still hosting the challenges, so there was no way I could have gone, but it looked like it was a fun time. I think Gus said a fun time in Ohio. Yeah, Gus was there. I feel like there was one in Cincinnati and one in Columbus, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. They posted the schedule and then I looked at it and then I didn't see it again, so. Yes, Great Now. We had a Great Now and lunch and we're in Toronto. That's fun. Bliss says, I've waited all this time because I needed to focus without distraction. Stiad never does anything with their taxes. How do you not? I guess, yeah, it would be different. I don't know how other places do it. I know that, like, here in the US or whatever, it's so strange to me that you have to, like, the government's like, you have to pay taxes. And you're like, okay, how much do I have to pay? And they're like, you have to figure it out. And don't get it wrong, it will charge you more. Like, or you could just tell me. Or you could just tell me. If you know how much I have to pay in taxes, why don't you just tell me? I don't want to have to guess. This is dumb. Just tell me. Just tell me what I need to pay, US government, and I will pay you. Why do I have to play this game? Why do I have to guess the magic number and hope I get it right? Because I'm not going to. Yeah. McCorn says, was Paul as hype in real life as he is online? Just curious. Annika says the same. I believe that. I believe that. Everybody that I've met in real life from Adobe has been the same genuine self that they are on Adobe Live, so it's pretty cool to see. Annika says it's annoying, yeah. It's super annoying. Bliss is laughing. And McCorn says it's weird that you have to guess your own taxes. Yes. Yes. I don't get it. It's just why? Why do we have to go through this game? Yeah, the government's like, you have to pay taxes. You're like, okay, cool. How much do I owe you? And they're like, it's a secret. You have to figure it out. And then hope you get it right, because we already know the answer, but we're not going to tell you. Like, why did we do this? Yoann says, we get a form with everything we earn and stuff, and you're supposed to look through it, but I just send it back as is. Gotcha. Yeah, you get all of the forms or whatever, but then you have to put it, you have to, like, take all of the stuff that gets sent to you and input it in, and like, you have to figure out, based on that, the amount of money that you owe, or that they owe you. It's just silly. Silly. Jan says we get to know how much they think we're supposed to pay. At least give me that. At least give me something. Just be like, this is what we think. Tell us if we're wrong. I don't know. It's silly. It's silly government. Annika says I hired someone to help me as I couldn't do it. I didn't know how it worked here. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If Corey did not do them, I would pay somebody to do them because I can't do it. I keep all the information that I need. I know where it all, like, I keep it all organized, everything, you know, but don't ask me to do it. There's also, like, variety, so you have to pay here in the US anyways. Again, I don't know how this is further. Let's just switch, because we're at the end of the stream, so I'm just going to switch. We'll keep working on this, though. We're going to keep working on this, because I really like this. I think it'll be a fun project. And I need the win right now, you guys. It's good to win on this stream. It's good to, like, finally feel like I'm moving forward and out of this creative rut that I've been in. But anyways, you have to pay, at least here you have to pay local tax, you have to pay federal taxes to, like, the federal government. You have to pay state taxes to the state that you live in, and then you have to pay local taxes. So you have to pay 3 different entities taxes, or, like, potentially, right? So you have to pay, the government, the IRS wants you to pay them money, and then you have to also pay I have to pay the state of Ohio some kind of money, and then there's also local taxes. And then the local taxes are also split between the city that you live in and the city that you work in, so it gets even more complicated. And there are 3 different, like I said, 3 different entities, and they all have their own rules about how they want things done, and it's complicated. Scrolling on up. Stan says this is definitely a win. Yeah, I'll take it. Corey's sharing my social links. If you are interested in extra bonus content and assets, come here, subscribe to your chat. I know, yes. I have this. I have a whole bunch of stuff for you all. I have to send stickers back out. It's been difficult to do so because I've been working nonstop, but also because there's been, like, issues with the post office, so I haven't sent stickers out in a while. I know that I owe people those, and I want to put up the haunted larder, or the pantry, haunted whatever we end up naming that project. I have that all ready to go. I have the assets for subscribers. I need to just kind of upload all of that. I'll probably do the same thing with this. We'll probably make this a longer project, and I'll give you all kind of like the assets from this one as well, since it's just kind of like a fun project. So if you want to have the plants to use in whatever projects, you can feel free to do so. I feel like I have another project. Oh yeah, the Society of Sprinkles stuff. which is kind of like done, but I need to figure out what to do with that. I know that I promised, like, we want to do some, like, I don't know what that's gonna end up being like, but like stuff for subscribers. Pins were thrown out as an idea. Regardless, I need to do all of that. So lots of stuff. I just need to actually sit down and have time to upload everything and make things, which is sometimes I don't have that time, unfortunately. I've had a lot of stuff going on lately, but my schedule's clearing up a little bit, so I should be able to get back to all of that stuff in the near future. I'm planning on getting a bunch of projects. I have a bunch of projects started as drafts in Behance. I just have to, like, finish things up, so. Yes, Annika, it's been 2 hours already, believe it or not. It's pretty wild. Steam Boost says local include property. Yeah, so you have to pay property taxes as well, so. But those are paid also in a confusingly complicated way. You pay them, technically they're due yearly, but they're similar to how you pay estimated taxes for, like, if you're a freelancer. So you do have to pay you're supposed to pay your property taxes in quarters, just like you pay your estimated taxes in quarters. It's not, it sucks. It just is not, it is what it is, and you just have to deal with it. I just wish it was easier. I wish it was an easier, but I understand why it's not, so. So, good luck to all of you who are doing your taxes. I wish you luck, but. Yes, it's been 2 hours already, believe it or not. It seemed to fly by today, honestly. Yeah, it seemed to fly by. I'm not streaming tomorrow. It will be like my first, like, real day off in a long time. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I have a lot of, like I said, a backlog of subscriber stuff I need to get through, so maybe doing all of that, I don't know, or uploading projects, we'll see. Or just hanging out with Umacorn, because Umacorn's gonna be streaming tomorrow, so go watch Umacorn, I'll be there. Thank you to everybody for hanging out with me today. Bliss says thanks so much for the stream, Jack, and the company. You're welcome, Bliss. Bliss, I think you are planning, maybe, hopefully, to be returning to streaming soon, so be sure to go follow Bliss and all the other streamers in the chat, Odari, Annika, let me just go make sure, just go down the line. Dari, Annika, Colby, nice to see you again, Colby also a streamer, Gareth, and Sean, Kozel, streams during the week, and Umacorn, who I mentioned streaming tomorrow, so go follow all the streamers, check out their lovely work, go follow Annika's Adobe Live streams, who I mentioned your branding show on the during the challenges, but I blanked on the name, and I'm blanking on the name again because my memory is gone. But go follow Annika's branding show on Behance. It's not like Branding Basics, it's something like that though. Ashraffle, thank you everybody for hanging out today. Ashraffle, Annika, Bliss, Colby, Corey, Flippy Flip. You did not say hi in the chat, but I love your username. Gareth, Katarina, they said hi? Oh, I missed it. I love your username, Flippy Flip. Oh, they were not nice? They were the not nice people? Well, don't be mean. Myra, Manish, Moss, Nick, Odari, John, Stian. Thank you all for joining. Branding Basics. It is called Branding Basics. Oh, I'm just dumb then, I guess. I was right, is what I'm saying. I don't know why I thought I was wrong. Anyways, Branding Basics, yeah. There you go. Alright, that's gonna be it for me for now. I'll be back next weekend. I'll probably be streaming both days next weekend, but no promises. I'll put on my schedule on Monday on all the socials. And if you follow me here on Behance, you'll get notified when I go live. I go live on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, since we're in Daylight Time now. So come hang out with me next time. Got a bunch of stuff going. We've got this. We've got the stickers for Crock of Time. Peristyle is still going on, and I was kind of holding off on working on that again on stream because I have a couple of, like, minor things I need to get back to them on about, like, some color changes, so I was kind of waiting until that was kind of settled. and then I would kind of work on more of the packaging stuff on stream. So that's it. That's gonna be all. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, since I won't see you tomorrow, and yeah, I'll be back next week. I'll be running the prompt jockey events Monday through Thursday in the Firefly Discord. So if you're in the Firefly Discord and you want to share some prompts, I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern, it's 8 a.m. Pacific. If you join the stage chat, I will run some prompts over there for you. Mostly, I think it's a lot of people who don't have access yet, so if you don't have access, you can come hang out with me in the morning, and I will run all of your wildest imaginations through Firefly and see what comes out. So, alright, I'm really off now. Yes, Annika sharing the time. Eastern time? Eastern Standard Time? What? Okay. I can't really hear Corey, so I'm just agreeing. Anyways, thank you all for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Yeah, Annika, whatever time it is. What is time? What is time? And that's what I'm gonna leave you with.